Kia ora koutou. Welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez. We are here to bring you the Canterbury Inferno against the Dunedin Thunder women. Today's action here in Christchurch is going to be an interesting one given the way that the game went yesterday. The same two teams played yesterday and went to overtime with Guerin scoring both goals and making it a victory for the Inferno and sending the home fans home happy. But with that said, things change quite a bit as we go around. So the Canterbury team at the moment, the Inferno are having some discussions about where their goaltending is at and who they're going to be starting. At the moment, Coco Krushank is the starter, and she is in net, but there are some questions about that based on what we've seen so far, as she did not take much of the warm-up, but she is out there today, and she will be starting, whereas yesterday's goaltender, which was Megan Gardner, will be on defense today. And alongside that, at the moment anyways, the Inferno do not have a backup goaltender. So this is going to be an interesting one. And we're going to get right underway as the Inferno win the first faceoff. And we're underway in period one, action in Christchurch. A good save already. And Coco with a stop, which is a good sign as we get started here in Christchurch. Hopefully the technical demons stay away from us today. That would be the best outcome for me. Those of you that were patient enough to listen in yesterday and deal with the problems that we had along with the stream, it's always appreciated. We do what we can with what we have, but yesterday was a day of computer demons for everybody. The Inferno win that face-off, and Guerin, yesterday's hero, takes the puck forward. She ends up running into one of her own players. I think it looked like Biergaard, and it's Hayward up the left side for the Thunder. Good defense, though, as that puck goes to the half boards, and it's Kloss with it for a moment. Into the corner. Sam throwing it around. Thunder trying to get something going here. Krusek looking at the puck, moving around, and trying to be careful with this one as the Thunder try their best to get the offense started immediately. The Inferno trying to survive this start and get Coco on the good start for the afternoon. Up to Guerin. Guerin's going to chase this down. It's going to go into the corner. Goes around, goes in front. And we haven't even talked about, it is Bick again in goal for the Thunder. And that goes to neutral ice. It's Heel with it. She takes it to the backboards, and that's turned around by the Inferno with Kovison coming up the right side. Crosses mid-ice, dumps it in. And a shot! Oh, and that's close! That is a fantastic save by Bick. Let's see if we've got that one on replay, because that one popped up, and it doesn't look like we do on that one. Sorry about that, folks, but let's see if we can't get that working. Hey, you know what? I knew something was going to go wrong. There it is. So Theron to take that face-off. She wins it, gets it to Kovison. She's in the corner, goes back to this half boards on the far side, sends it behind, and that puck comes back out and taken by the Thunder. They're going to move that out with Ryle and Spooner on this right side. Ryle throws it deep and looks for Keenan. Christos gets it at the point for a moment anyways, and then the Inferno take it back. And that goes into the corner. They're going to call that one icing as Theron can't get back in time. And we'll have a, well, yeah, so they're allowed to, it's not icing. That was the incorrect call. I wasn't sure about that, but it turns out it was wrong, and that's why the center face-off, and we get back underway. Gordon with it for a moment. A little bit of a bouncing puck. Goes into the zone and comes right back out. And the Inferno gets set up. Hoagland with it. Passes it forward. Goes out to Hart. Hart still has it. Flips it over the goal. That was interesting. And goes out to Redmayne. She throws it into the corner. And the Thunder take that back out. It's Lily passing it forward. And Hoagland stealing it from Sam. Hoagland leaving it behind. Bit of a change for the Thunder. Illegal hit. It deftly moved around as Heel came out of the box there. Didn't get the number on the Inferno player, but it was pretty good. And Lily taking down her player on the other side, but we play on. Thunder trying to get that out, but it's the Inferno again, and Bick with a glove save and a stop in play. Guerin and Biergard coming back out for the Inferno here. And we'll see the first real offensive set play for the Inferno this afternoon. They win that faceoff. Guerin loses that pass, so it was a bit loose. Goes to Healy. Healy's on the far side. Down to Spooner, but that's blocked aside, kicked away, and the Inferno keep going. Back to Heel, long pass, nobody home as that goes across the ice. And a good individual move. I think that was Biergard again. Out to Guerin. Guerin can't get anything on it, but she was in a good angle, and that swept into Bick, and they get a stop in play. Brendan Hart Real Estate. For all your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan Hart at harcourtsgold.co.nz. Another very good shot by Guerin that just goes outside the pipe. That's that would have got an ooh and an awe if the audience had been on the other side, but they weren't, and another shot comes in and Bick stops play. Line change for the Inferno. Thunder staying with their lineup. That faceoff just kind of meanders around by that side wall there, and there's a penalty coming up. That's going to be against the Thunder. Inferno about to go out on a power play here. As Shattuck takes a shot, and then it just kind of gets knocked back. And welcome back, everybody. It's been a couple of minutes, and the penalty went by the boards. The Inferno not able to get their first goal of the afternoon, but a couple of good chances, and Bick getting peppered early. That coming up the left side from Patchett. That puck held on to. And another stop in play, but this one's a hand pass, as that's going to go out of the zone as it was offensive, and they'll have to start again. Give us just a moment here as we just make sure everything technically is back up and running. This has been an awful weekend for technology globally. There we go. Looks like we're good, so we'll continue on here. Back out to neutral with the puck. And the Inferno with a chance there. That was a big sweeping attempt by Goodman, but it gets returned, and it's going to go for icing against the Inferno. The Thunder are going to get a close face-off. And we're going to drop the instant replays to see if that takes care of the issue. Could be. Have some windows crashing, as it does happen. It does happen, folks. And they drop that puck, and it's won by the Inferno. They hold on to it, try to get it out. Goes into the sideboards there, but Goodman has it for the Thunder. She's protecting that puck, even though she's double-teamed. Then it goes away from her. Stays in at the point, gets thrown back in, and Coco knocks it to the side. Gibbings with a pass. Goes over to Hogland, and Hogland doing her best to get it out of the zone. Goes to Heel, and Heel brings it right back in. And they're going to call that an illegal hit. And a penalty is underway for the Inferno. That was a solid body check. Not allowed, of course, in the women's game. And it'll be Lucy Jane Hart going off for 2 minutes, I believe. That is, yeah, Theron has the white hat, so that it looks like it's Hart that goes for 2 minutes. And that face-off critically won by the Inferno. That goes flying down there is Guerin. Guerin tries to send it home to somebody in front, but with the player disadvantage, nobody there, but a heavy forecheck, and it's making a huge difference here. Thunder trying to get organized. Sam waiting for Hayward to bring it in, but Sam's got to bring it back out. And it's a breakaway. Guerin up the left side. She takes a rip at it, and Bick holds onto it and decides for a face-off. Another great individual play to make sure that the power play just leaks off, and the Thunder not getting anything very interesting so far, the 35 seconds into the power play. And a deep face-off for him. Gardner has it. Of course, Gardner, yesterday's goaltender. She's playing defense today. That gets passed around to Thompson. And Thompson with a rolling puck. Can't decide what to do with it for a moment. Turns it over. Theron had it for a second, and she's going to get it back at the red line. Skates over it just a little bit. Goodman facing off with her there, but now Theron chasing it down. And Gardner sweeping that away. Thunder in offside, so they're going to have to give it up here. Goes out to neutral. Anderson and Goodman fight for it for the Thunder, but it's Theron with it, going right up the gut here. She's got it for a moment, loses the puck for just a second, gets it back, holds on to it, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that the Inferno were the ones on the power play at the moment, but it is indeed the Thunder with the personnel advantage of a 5-on-4 as Hart sits for an illegal hit. And a shot. That's kicked away. It was Keenan with a low runner, and that just kind of gently gets kicked aside. And Cruikshank doing a great job so far for the Inferno. Just 5 seconds to go on the power play. Ryle kind of running into Biergard there. And it'll be Johnson knocking it out. That goes to neutral and kind of sits on that blue line for a moment, and then Gordon brings it in 1-on-3. Goes for the deeper play, gets deflected and goes up into the netting for a stop, as we've pretty much broken the first half of the first period. Once again, scoreless. Not unusual given the way that these two teams are particularly defensive among each other. And because of that, just like yesterday, it's a tight game. Face-off won by the Inferno, but Gibbings not able to get to it. Comes down the ice. Sam's got it now, and the Thunder run that in, but that puck goes ahead of all of the players. Goes back to Kloss. A long shot, and Rosie Harris with the wrister from the point. Coco grabbing that one and holding on to it. So a quick line change for the Thunder. And Hayward's going to take this one, wins it for the Thunder, although they stop as they call, well, I think in rugby terms that's screwing the scrum, but in hockey terms that's an illegal face-off is what that was. And that one won by the Inferno again. Their face-off game's been pretty good this weekend, and it has made a difference. Kloss up the right. She falls down as she tries to guide the puck around the corner. Gardner and Sam at the point. Thunder get it out of the zone, back to neutral. And that gets flipped in. They're going to go. It is not an icing call there, so Kloss having to track that one down. Sent back. Barnett sending it forward. Sorry, Kloss with it there. And Kloss kind of trying to take it deep while the Inferno get a change. The Thunder trying to set something up, but the forecheck of Hoagland doing a great job keeping the puck away from them. Now it's Anderson coming up, racing up the right side. And apparently she touched that on the other side of the red as they chased it. Nothing stopped up there, and Theron coming out of that. It's going to go to the skates of Kovison. She moves around and goes to the left. Holds on to it, tries to pass the puck. She can't. She's knocked to the side. And it's Lily without a stick at the moment. She goes and collects it. Shot from the point. A redirection by Theron for a moment, scaring the Thunder for that particular chance. And it's Spooner on the forecheck, making sure that the puck gets played properly by the Inferno. 7.5 to go in the first. And Theron with it. They're going to go 2-on-3. Theron takes the line herself. Patchett looking for the pass. And that gets interrupted at the blue line by Spooner. Johnston throwing it back in. And I believe everybody's tagged back up, so everything's good here. Indeed. So the puck comes out to neutral. And the Thunder looking to get something going here. That's Sam with it up the left side. She's got help right by her. But that pass goes out to Hoagland. And then to Guerin. And apparently Hayward fell over the line there, but Hoagland may have been in early for an offside. 6:52 to go. Still nothing. And they are... That's funny. There's some discussion on the Inferno bench here. Everybody's kind of scrambling around. We'll see how that's going. Shattuck is off the ice for a moment. She looks like she took the worst end of particular chance there, but she looks like she's okay. Vernal with it. And that's Redmayne that got that puck. That's turned back by Vernal. Vernal has it again behind the net. Heel with it. Heel with a good move. And that shot or pass there was knocked away on the skates immediately. Turned all the way back down by Gordon. And a good chance for her. The Inferno doing a good job of just keeping the puck in front of them right now and not allowing the Thunder to get anything set up. Kloss with it. Kloss is going to go up the right side. Skating hard. Back flips it in, or backhands it in. And, ooh, that was a high stick there. That, but we play on. And another shot. Bick just standing there waiting for that puck to get to her. And as she's in that correct position, a really easy save. And there's the penalty that we were looking for, but we'll see if it's different. And it's going to be Rosie Harris going off. Yeah, I saw a blade hit the fishbowl, but in this case, that's an illegal hit by Rosie Harris, and that's going to give the Inferno another 2-minute power play here. And as they take the face-off, another illegal stop, or illegal face-off. And, oh, they were, okay. So there was a substitution problem there, and they didn't allow Ryle out. So it was 5-on-4, but they only had 3 players out. Now everything's okay. One by Gibbings. High shot just over the bar and hits the glass, comes back out. The Inferno getting their first good chance on this power play early. And Theron skating with it, goes out to the point. Biergaard, and Biergaard's flip goes out of the zone. They got to reset. Gibbings flips it back. And in goes Patchett. Patchett playing with the puck for a moment, trying to pull it away from Lilly. That goes out to the point. Low long pass, trying to get a one-timer to Gibbings. The defense held up there. Theron with it in the side near wall. High shot, and Bick with the glove. A good choice there because that looked like it was fluttering for that top corner. And another stop with 1:08 to go in this power play. The Inferno looking just like they did yesterday, where they were dangerous for 2/3 of the ice, but just taking a long time to solve Bick. Only Guerin was able to do it. She did it twice yesterday, but it was enough for a win. We'll see if it happens again here. Bick with a kick save and pushing it aside. And the Thunder break that one out. One-on-one with Heel, but she's going to get out-raced. And Guerin skating a lot there, getting a high-angle shot, then Bick knocking it to the back wall. Thunder collect that puck. Lilly has it now. She's going to look to clear the length of the ice. She does exactly that. 39 seconds to go on the power play. A couple of changes as Lilly comes off the ice and a few others for the Thunder. And the Inferno trying to figure something out for their offensive setup here. And they break out. Pass to the right. And they get in the zone. And it is Kloss around the back, holding on to that rolling puck. Out to Guerin at the point. Guerin with a long shot and a good attempt trying to chop that one out of the air was Naris Gordon. And she does try to get that deflection, but it was Bick with a big glove stopping play. And another dangerous chance for the Inferno. Just haven't gotten one on the board yet. And they have 9 more seconds to go on the illegal hit minor penalty. Anderson staying out. This is going to be a delay of game first warning for the Thunder. And we continue on here. Theron to take this one. Another win by the Inferno. In front, that one doesn't quite connect, and Anderson throws it the length of the ice to finish off the power play for the Inferno. Several shots, some dangerous ones, but no goals there. Vernal coming out on the ice there. That goes back to neutral, and it'll be Patchett collecting that puck again. She gets it taken off of her for a moment by Ryle. Krushank not really getting a lot of work, and that is perfect for her as she's returning to the ice for the first time in several months. And they fight for that puck. Gibbings ends up with it neutral. Dumped in by Gardner. And the Thunder with that puck. They try to move that out. The double team catches up, though, and a 4-on-2 if they go quickly. The Thunder outmanned for a moment. And that pass to Gibbings just a little behind her. And then a flip shot. And it was Hoagland not able to get that on net. And a 2-on-1 developing for the Thunder as Sam's coming up the left side. A little backflip, and Krushank holding on to that one and getting a stop in play with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first period. That's another face-off that was won by the Inferno, and that gets knocked out to neutral ice again. Harris flipping it forward up to Goodman, up to Anderson for the Thunder. And that's flipped back out, and they have to reset. Heel has it. Heel with a shot. That's knocked aside. Blocker save. Coco knocking it away from the goal as far as she could there. And it comes around the backside. And a glove save by Krushank, getting another stop in play. 1:35 to go in the first. Face-off coming in the defensive zone for the Inferno. They drop the puck. And another win and another departure from the defensive end. That's going to go up to Guerin. That puck just spun on her. And it goes back to Power and then Spooner. Johnson lets that go out to neutral. Smart move. And that goes back to Power for the Thunder. It's turned over to Guerin. Guerin with a wrister. That hits Thompson hard and goes out of play. And they're going to get a stop with 1:09 to go. They're going to leave everybody. Well, they're going to leave the forwards out. Hodge and Greaves go out for the Inferno as they try to finish up this period. Maybe that might be the last change. We'll see if that's who stays out there. And that one's won by the Thunder. Goes up to Sam. That pass is behind Hayward. Up to Power. And the Inferno trying to get a hold of it. Sam back with the puck. And then over to Vernal. Vernal gives it up to Hayward. To Sam. And turned over. And now there's a chance if it can move quickly. Guerin moving Power backwards. Another good move, 1-on-2. And a rebound. Big shot coming up here. High shot against Bick. Big rebound. And another quick whistle. We had a couple of these yesterday, but the Bick getting the benefit of the doubt there as the puck leaves the sight of the referee. And a face-off coming in the offensive zone. Another good chance there. A couple right in front of Bick. And she could only knock them down before she got the stop, and a lot of traffic in front. That's a good offensive showing by the Inferno. The only unfortunate part is it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard. Off to Kovacin, and Kovacin throws it out of the zone. Thunder trying to reset, but instead goes back to neutral. Dumped in deep. Heels got it first, and it's taken away by Gardner. Flipped forward to Theron. Patchett trying to get a hold of that one, but instead it's going to go back to Gardner. And that's going to be the period right there. So, first period over. No goals in the first. And for those of you watching at home, the radio feed's going to keep going. The stream, we're going to cut that one for just a minute. We're going to have a couple of technical changes here so that we can try to make sure that we don't have any more stoppages. And yeah, we'll be changing the hardware next week. This PC is probably toast. But, hey, that's my problem, not yours. You're just here to watch this. Another good period of action from the NZWIHL. The Inferno doing a great job here. Just not able to score, but they definitely had the run of play over the Thunder women. 0-0 the score after one. We'll see you after the intermission. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice. Looks like we've got everything sorted out. Just want to read this back to you as we rejoin action here. Today we had the players from the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association's Under-12 Super League competing during this intermission, with the Bats in the black jerseys taking on the Spiders in the red jerseys. Canterbury Ice Hockey Association has a learn-to-play program that offers a free trial session, gear included, for children interested in giving it a go. To learn more, just Google the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association and visit their site, which is at ciha.org.nz, to arrange a free session. We switched the cameras around a little bit, so please excuse the tilted numbers on that. We didn't have time to filter a few things, so the time up there is what it is, but at least it's working, and for us that at the moment is pretty good. Brendan Hart, for your real estate needs, buying and selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. Brendan Hart at harcourtsgold.co.nz. Thank you, Brendan Hart. HGF Strength and Fitness is a group training facility in Casebrook, where our members elevate themselves with high-intensity strength training. The upcoming 8-week challenge is a great way to kickstart your fitness journey and keep yourself motivated through winter. Find out more at HGF and the challenge at huddlegroupfitness.com. Ryan Recruitment. Ryan Recruitment has been supporting the Christchurch community for more than 35 years, connecting Canterbury businesses with the best local talent. For all your recruitment needs, contact Ryan Recruitment, ryan.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. Nicola Hansen, specializing in criminal law, from minor traffic offenses to serious crime and prosecutions regarding tradespeople. If you're in trouble, I'm here to help. Nicola at nicolahansen.co.nz. Canterbury Water Services. We provide a variety of quality water services and products to farms, lifestyle blocks, and residential properties in the wider Canterbury region. Your water specialists at canterburywaterservices.co.nz. And a quick shout out, of course, to the Alpine Ice. Check out alpineice.co.nz to see when the next free skate times are, and come out and have a blast here in Christchurch. Ice skating is, well, it's fantastic, and the lights they put in here make it even better. Anyway, we're going to go back to hockey here, and we're going to go single camera for a little while, so apologies for that. It is still 0-0, and we're going to get underway with second period action from the Alpine Ice. Face-off won by the Thunder, but it's turned right back around, and it's Biergaard coming up the right side. Turned over, and the Thunder have it. We'll see how the short switches go for both teams. Yesterday, it didn't really pay off with anything too scary. It was actually the third period when the Inferno got their goal. Well, that's a good backhanded shot by Kloss, testing Bick early. Kloss kicking it in the corner again. That was Gibbings on that one. Read that name wrong. Gibbings with the pass shot into the crease area. Now Kloss has it again behind the net. Doesn't go to Gibbings, leaves it behind for Guerin. Turns out Haywood gets there first for the Thunder, but that's held in at the point by Gardner. Kloss with it again. And the Inferno just cycling this puck, keeping the pressure on the Thunder. Pass in front, stays in. Good play there by Gardner. Gibbings trying to get a hold of that puck, and it finally goes out. The Thunder needing a line change here. The Red, I did it. I was trying all weekend. Long shot, knocked aside by Bick. Doing my very best to not use the R word, but just barely caught myself. Sorry, everybody, but it is the Inferno, and game and a half, 4 periods I managed to not screw that one up, but there it is. And Kovison, I think, looking around, trying to figure out if that was offsides. That was the call here. And they're going to go to the offside dot. Theron and Anderson to take. Pushing a heel back to Kovison. And here comes the drop. And that faceoff goes back to the Inferno. Theron catching that puck. That's quite a move there. And then she goes and sidesteps her player. And a shot. 2 shots. And that puck just sitting there in the crease for a moment. Theron with a couple of good chances. And that puck goes to Kovison, and Jeffries throwing it into the corner. Heel gets pushed into the boards, gently though, to avoid the penalty. Theron had her lined up. That could have been a complete blast if it was the PWHL, but turns out that's not the IIHF rule for women's hockey yet, and that goes for icing. Redmayne there first, and that'll go to the other side. They should negate some of these. Anderson and Heel coming back out because the Thunder cannot change there on that icing. A good 2.5 minutes, and the pressure squarely being placed on the Thunder defense so far this period. Harris fighting for that puck in the corner there for the Thunder, but they just keep getting it away. That is Hoagland trying to dig that out and not cause any problems. That stick chucked away. That should be, well, it's not. It's play on. That normally would be some sort of a delay or unsportsmanlike or something, but turns out I guess it wasn't that bad. So the Thunder have that puck in the defensive zone for the Inferno, and the Inferno trying to dig that out of the corner. Lilly throwing it forward, and the Thunder going for a couple of changes while there's some pressure here, and that allows the Inferno to take the pressure off of them. Goes out to neutral, and Hart with it for a moment, and that's turned around and comes back in the defensive zone. Keenan digging that for the Thunder, giving it to Lilly, but now it's the Inferno's turn, and that puck goes the length of the ice. No icing here. Christos has it. Christos with her eyes up, but decides to turn right around, make a bit of snow on the ice, freshly mown as it is, and a good outlet pass to Vernal. Vernal's going to throw it forward. That is going to go for an icing if she gets there. No, it is waved off. The other linesman waves that one off, and it goes back to Vernal and turned over to the Inferno. Hart with it. Hart's going to take it in the left or the right side here. Guerin had that puck left for her, but she just wasn't forward enough. Now Guerin's going to go dig it out 1-on-3. Kloss coming up for some physical presence, and they chop away at it. And a good move there by Sam to get the pressure off the Thunder, and it gets pushed forward by Vernal. Passed forward, no, and turned around. The Inferno are going to turn this one around quickly. It's Biergaard coming up the right side, trying to get some speed. And a good pass, a good shot as well, as that pass to Kloss in the middle of the ice hit her in stride, and that didn't pay off there, but once again, another offensive chance for the Inferno. Biergaard with it, going to gain the zone. Stays outside this time, leaves it for Kloss. Kloss with the angle pass, and wasn't able to, I think it was Hart wasn't able to knock that one home, but Hart with the first cross-ice pass, you can tell that the emphasis has been made to try to split the ice here. That's a good, heavy shot that hits the board and goes behind. Gibbings throws it forward, and that's taken away. Thunder coming back through. Guerin with the turnover, and Thunder came in offside anyways, so they'll return that puck out. Swept away. Goodman with just kind of a chopping, sweeping chance, and then there's a penalty coming up here on the Inferno. Not sure what that was. Not sure why that wasn't possession, but they stop play here. And it is a hook that is going to be called against Guerin. She goes off the ice, and it'll be 2 minutes of power play time for the Thunder. So going back to what I was saying about the offense for the Inferno, so far it seems like the emphasis is getting the puck from dot to dot across the ice. There's another, it's another late one. That they've already had their warning, so we'll see what happens here, but I believe Thompson's going off the ice for delay of game. That completely removes, and now she's coming off for Spooner, and now you have 4 players on for the Thunder. It should be 5-on-5 at this point. Patchett comes out, Lily comes out, and then there's there's still 4 players on the ice. It's 5-on-5, guys. There we go. It's 5-on-5. There it is. Yep, there's the Anderson coming out, and that evens everything out because it's a coinciding penalty. So you had the delay of game happen, and that takes all the penalties off the board. And we just play until the 2 minutes expires on those sitting with a break. Heel throwing it backwards. Kovison with it. Well, I got a little excited there, kind of fan-like. That's not good. I got a little excited there because they were having a good old time figuring that penalty out. Redmayne with a low shot. That bounced in. And another one that goes through the crease. And the Thunder trying to get that out. But again, 5-on-5, so there's no power play here. There's no penalty kill. And then that gets swung out. And it'll be Redmayne with it. She needs some help as that did not get to the goal line. Anderson ties her up. And Theron takes it out. Long pass, but it's deflected. It will not go for icing, and it's a race. I think it's Biergard over there getting that one. Klaus Hogland Gibbings come out as the Inferno change up. Sam has it. Sam loses it. Inferno moved that back out to neutral. Gardner coming back into the zone, trying to figure out where the puck is at the moment. On the half boards, Vernal with it into the corner. And Hayward with a shot. Sam trying to get a shot off, can't do it. Goes behind the net. Coco looking at it for the moment, and that's turned aside. The defense has been spectacular for the Inferno today. Just not allowing a lot of shots on their goaltender today. And Bick jumps on that one, that low shot gets knocked away, fumbled forward, and then stopped with a glove. 12:30 to go in the second period. Let's see if the Inferno continue to try to do the what is the obvious thing, to move the puck away from Bick and try to find that empty half of the net as quickly as they can. Thunder win that one and kind of rip it down for a moment. It was Heel chasing on the forecheck. Turned over. Spooner's digging at it. They keep digging at it. Digging for gold. Still looking on the kick plate still. And somebody taken down there. I think that was Gardner that hit the deck. That goes the length of, well, half the ice at least. And icing the call against the Thunder. That's the 2 minutes for the players for the delay game. And Guerin going for the hook. So Guerin's back out on the ice as they have a stop in play at post 2 minutes, time served. And the face-off drops. Goes to the Thunder's side of things. Harris kind of digging it out, but the Inferno staying with it. And then it's Goodman knocking it to neutral, up to Heel. Heel 1-on-4 here, skating. And it was kind of kicked forward. I don't think she knew it was a sort of pseudo shot there, but it was. And it is Krushank with the glove save. Patchett, Kovison, and Theron back out on the ice for the Inferno. Lily and Power going out for the Thunder. kind of the half line changes as necessitated. And the Inferno with another face-off win. Get possession early. Swept out to neutral. Turned over. Comes back in. Goes into the near corner. Keenan digging at it. Thunder hold on to it. Lily had it. Gave it back. And that's Keenan with the puck. Trying to get it in front. And a good chance. Just a better defense. And Cruikshank holding on to it. Stopping play. But that puck was dribbling in that high slot area. And, well, not even the high slot. That's just low slot area. Memory serves how that works. And the just above the crease. And a good save and defensive work by the Inferno. Face-off won by Vernal there. Vernal losing a stick. I don't think that's the first time that's happened today. And Sam knocking it aside, but the Inferno with it. They gain the zone. Patchett bringing it in. And the Thunder just 3-on-2 for a moment, but Redmayne out skating everybody, going behind the goal and sending it around to Kovacin. That goes up the right side. Theron taken down. And Hayward takes Theron down in the process of trying to shoot. But there will be no calls there. So, interesting. It'll be Kloss to take this face-off. And the Inferno pushing again, but once again, no goals this afternoon so far. It's been 30 minutes of hockey. And nothing beating either goaltender. Shot! Bick has it. Hits her in the shoulder and holds on to it in the glove. And another stop in the offensive zone. That face-off's going to go to the far side near the audience. And Kloss to take again against Linton. Or is that Anderson? That is Anderson. I haven't seen Linton on the ice in a while. I'm not sure if she's dressed. I'll have to check. Anyway, that bounces behind the net and has a funny forward bounce, but it goes to the Inferno. A 2-on-3. And a pass forward, and just about got there was Biergaard, but she couldn't get her stick, as I think it was lifted by the defender. Gibbings passing that around to Gardner. Gardner getting it up to Kloss. Kloss with a long shot, gloved and played by Bick this time, as she didn't get the immediate whistle. Gardner sending it around the backboards. Gordon with it now. Gordon in front. That was a sneaky little pass, but nobody there to collect the garbage. And the puck still cycles off that back kick plate. Still dug around by Keenan. Playing a lot of defense here, the Thunder. And a shot, looking for a deflection. But it is stopped by Bick. It was a good shot by Greaves. Just trying to get it close and get a deflection, but once again, another dangerous chance for the Inferno. With the Thunder up to the task so far. And we have a defensive gem going both directions today. Gordon and Lilly fight for it on the sideboards. And it's Hayward that ends up with it. Hayward goes behind Bick's net. Skates between two Inferno players, but that puck does not come back out. And it's Hodge that digs it forward. And a shot. And Bick stops that. I think it was, not sure who the number was on the shot. I want to say that's Hoagland that took that one. It was a really dangerous chance, so well done to her. And just chance after chance for the Inferno here, but it's either team is going to rue the chances that they miss if they come up short on this one today, because there have been a lot of chances just haven't been finished. That changed quite a bit yesterday as the Inferno got their 2 goals from Guerin early in the third and then in overtime to win it. So maybe it's just a matter of time and being patient. Gordon with it, tried to play it off the wall. Bick just grabs it as it kind of takes a funny bounce and doesn't allow Hart to take a shot. So they get a face-off coming up here in the offensive side. So we'll take that face-off, and the Inferno win it again. Just bossing the face-off circle today. That goes to Redmayne. She's going to collect that as she gets a lot of pressure from Goodman. Theron coming up the left side, looking for a pass, trying to get it in front. Covison there, but couldn't get on the puck as her stick was knocked away. Goes to the Zamboni doors, and it'll be an icing call. Just barely, but outskated. Johnson got there in time, and that'll go for icing. Stand by one moment. Face-off won by Theron. Gets past to Gibbings. Gibbings is going to skate to the line there. And instead, that goes back out to neutral. It'll be Harris with it, looking for a long pass, but nobody home. And it comes right back. Thunder caught in the change here, but that's, well, it was offsides for a moment, but now you're good. Brought back in by Gardner, but, well, that's kept in. That was a good play by Covison, keeping that puck in the offensive end. And the Thunder just not able to clear. They're having a really tough time getting out of their back third here today. Out to Gardner. Gardner with a long shot. Bick giving up a rebound. That puck's still in play behind the net. As Guerin digs out. Tries to get something going here. That's a chance for Kloss. Kloss loses the puck. And that's knocked out to neutral as the Thunder finally get it away. Power coming up the left side. Stays in the corner. Heads up and looks for a pass. But that lane just closes up quickly, and the Inferno break out. 3-on-3 here. Long shot. And Bick holds on to an easy glove save for a stop in play. Two teams very evenly matched so far. One goal might be enough today, the way these two teams are playing. And so far, an excellent defensive battle as the Inferno once again have control of the puck. Right in front again, gets to the slot, but it bounces out. Greaves has it. Greaves for the pass. And that comes back out to neutral. Guerin taking control of that puck for a moment. And then knocked aside, and a chance for the Thunder if they can figure out the 2-on-4 sitch. But instead it's a shot and 2 shots. And it's Cruikshank holding on to it and getting a stop in play. That was against the run of play for the Thunder, but they managed to get a couple of chances dug out and just popped in on Coco, but she was up for the challenge, and everything stopped for a Hayward win on the faceoff dot, but that bounces around, and the Inferno get it quickly. Into that corner, it's Gordon sending it around, and then that was Hart that actually looked like she was almost taking out a player, but that player was in the way. I didn't catch the number for the Thunder. And Harris sends it in and behind, and the Inferno looking to break out. Goes out to neutral and comes right back in. Hayward again in that corner, trying to dig it out. And that comes back out to neutral, but it's Harris with it. Harris throws it low. The Inferno looking to try to break this one out. They've been able to get it out of the zone quickly. And there's Gordon chasing after this one. Christos getting it out. And with a good long pass, Johnson upends heel. And the Inferno send that around. And that goes back out to neutral. And another chance here for Gordon as she comes up the right side. She's pinned to the boards, but she skates around. Stops and looks for the wraparound, but that goes in front. High slot shot. And it's Patchett's shot that's knocked aside to the left side. Turned over to Gibbings. Gibbings with a pass. That gets deflected. Gordon has it. Low to Theron. Out to Gibbings. Gibbings walks it in a little bit, then passes into the corner. And that one's going to take a funny bounce out to Leonie Goodman, who cannot clear it. Patchett. Theron. Low shot at the point. Theron digging it away again. And keeping it in the zone for a moment, but then it goes to Gibbings. Gibbings with a pass to Kovison. Kovison gains the zone. 3-on-3 here, 4-on-3. They're caught in a change, a shot. Low shot knocked away. Both defenders coming back out for the Thunder, and they get away with one here as they got caught in a change. Theron with a chance, but she can't get that on target. And a penalty coming up. We'll see who this is on. There's kind of a brawl between Harris and Kovison. And we'll see what the call is here. Elbowing the call for Harris. Harris going to go off for 2 minutes. And for as much as that's been an even 5-on-5, this might be just what the Inferno need to get that first goal on the board. There's 6 on the ice for the moment. They make that change, and the power play is set. 2 minutes for the Inferno. The Thunder with an impressive face-off win there. They try to send it the length of the ice, but it's Hayward there. Gardner there for the stop. And the Inferno bring it back in. Back to the point. High point shot, and that goes the length as Biergaard took a long one. And that was a kind of a funny one there as the puck was on an angle spinning in. Coco very carefully watching it go by. And fortunately it stayed off target. Guerin up the left. Guerin looking for a pass. Oh, and that was the best opportunity there for Kloss. But it was not because she missed it. It was defense by Rebecca Lilly. Just in the nick of time to prevent that stick from getting on the puck. And that's as close as they've been. Gordon skating and circling up the right side. Going behind Bick, getting her a little bit stretched out. Now she gets back up. The corner is where the puck ends up. Stays in at the point again. And the Inferno digging after this behind the net. It's Kloss there first. Kloss with the pass out. And Biergaard goes for a change after she dumps the puck back in. Patchett with it now. 30 seconds to go on this power play. In front, another shot and another chance. That is a good blocker save, or a kick save there for Bick. And it's going to be Gardner going back and collecting with 16 seconds to go on the power play. The Inferno with some great chances thus far. This one's going to go up to Patchett. Patchett flips it forward. And will it stay in? It does. Greaves with it. 2-1 shot. Bick didn't have it there for a moment. She didn't know where it was. And we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. And it was Harris just out of the box that played that as it happened to be there. And the 4 players dig out that puck. And they're circling around. Nobody knows where it is. Now they found it. Gibbings trying to get a hold of it. Kovison ends up with it. Kovison sending it back. And that's given up to the Thunder. And that's going to be carried out by Theron. Passed forward. A little bit too far in that case. Goes back to neutral. Gibbings ends up getting a little stick there. Theron watches it as she's triple teamed. Thompson ends up with it. But there's Guerin digging after the puck with 50 seconds to go in the second. A pass, but nobody home in the crease there, as she couldn't do anything else with it other than just get rid of it. But it stays out. Biergard trying to hold on to it. Redmayne with a low shot, and it was a funny bouncer. Redmayne gets it kicked aside, and this is going to go for an icing. Redmayne's going to be there first. 28.6 seconds to go in the period. No changes. Anderson's got to stay out there for the Thunder. And the Inferno have a chance to finally crack the safe that is Bick. We'll see if it happens here. It is still 5-on-5, but there's some tired legs out there for the Thunder. Instead, they decide to just go right on by, and it's Heel 1-0, and a big save. That breakaway saving the shutout for both players, or both teams. 12 seconds to go. Power chasing it down for the Thunder on the wrong side of the ice. Gives it up to Kloss. Kloss with a wraparound chance. No, she decides to go high. Holds on to it. Redmayne shoots. And that goes by the by. The puck getting stopped on the way in by Heel. And the second period ends. Once again, no goals. And it is a two-way shutout in this afternoon's contest. It's a defensive gem, but it is not lacking offensive opportunities. They've just been stopped. So anyway, we're going to go to a break here, and we'll be back in about 12 minutes time. And if you see anything in the stream, we're gonna leave it up exactly as it is. Just going to go to the ad cycle and see you back here in a little while. My name's Matt Chavez. We'll see you back here at the Alpine Ice here in Christchurch. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez. We are bringing you third period action of what has been an absolute defensive gem by both clubs. The Canterbury Inferno and the Dunedin Women's Thunder team. We're about to get underway with Theron and Sam taking this one. And the Inferno with another collection of a face-off, and Kovison coming up the left side. Both teams looking to take advantage of fresh ice. A low shot, and it was Gardner's shot that was just off the pipe. Another chance for the Inferno. And they dig away in the corner. Gardner asking for it. Goes to Kovison. Gardner with it again, throws it into the corner to keep possession of it. Goes to Power. Power has it. Power brought down. That's going to be a trip call coming up here against the Inferno. Power going down, and the Thunder going up on the power play. Coming up with, that was Patchett that's going to serve the 2 minutes for the trip. Well, this changes things. The Inferno had been just bossing the play, most of it, with the exception of a couple of odd man rushes for the Thunder. And we'll see how this turns things around quickly for the Thunder, if they get any chances. That's knocked away quickly, but Heel's got it, sends it around the back to Anderson. Anderson looking for an outlet, back to Heel. Heel has it, looking for a pass to Goodman, but no, that goes back to the point. Goes to Harris and sends it back. Now Harris gets it again, gives it back again, and as they play back and forth on the what is really looks wet ice, and it hasn't fully frozen yet. And a big chase as Harris gets there first, but the Inferno with the puck, and Kloss sends it behind to back to Gardner. And remember, the Inferno are on the penalty kill at the moment. Kloss keeps skating. And Kloss trying to get rid of it there, and does. And that's a lot of time off for the Thunder, as they haven't really had much of a chance to get anything going here with the personnel advantage of a 5-on-4. Heel with it, takes the zone up the right, 1-on-2. And a pass to nobody ready for it as it goes through the slot, and it comes back to Lilly. The captain setting up the offense. That gets sent to the other side. No icing, of course, as there's 37 seconds, but it allows the Inferno to get a change. And fresh legs back on the ice. That's offsides, but wasn't played. So we continue. And that's chucked forward, but only as far as the blue line, as Christos was there. That goes deep. That's not going to be icing because it was tipped. And Johnson with it. Johnson gets rid of it. 7 seconds to go. Thunder not able to do anything with this one, and they're going to get an extra player on the ice, as that was played before it came off, and Spooner is going to go for 6 on the ice. Too many on the ice, and we're going to try it the other way. With 3 seconds to go, we're going to start 4-on-4. It's not coinciding, so 4-on-4 the play here. And the Inferno are going to have 1:57 of power play time themselves to see if they can do something with it. And so far, that power play for the Thunder has not really generated anything. Sam wins that faceoff, a desperately needed one for the Thunder. And the Thunder women try to get it out. That is held in. Gardner pinches it at the point, skates it forward, holds up, goes to Patchett. Patchett with a long pass, but it's taken away. And they're going to call a penalty on Gibbings, I think it is. Yes, it is. On that breakaway, and a hook. So back to 4-on-4 for a while. And what's been kind of strange is it hasn't really been a penalty fest this afternoon, right up until we get into this third period. where some players have been worried about breaks, which clearly means both clubs have been talking about getting a bit more offensive and a bit more up the ice. And it's working so far, but to the detriment of both teams at the same time. Swept out. It is 4-on-4 ice hockey right now, so even strength for the next minute and a half. And that puck sent the length of the ice. That's an icing call. And I don't think everybody was aware of that one, because that looked like Redmayne just cleared it, thinking it was still a power play, but it is not. And it comes back to the offensive zone for the Thunder. Looks like she'll take that face off against Theron again. Too close to Coco on that, playing the defense on the double hash. And Theron coming up the left side. 2-on-1 here. Pass to Covison, back to Theron, and that's the goal. 1-0 the score. Inferno take the lead. Theron from Covison. Fantastic assist there, and a goal punched home. And the first lead of the afternoon goes to the Inferno. 4-on-4. And we'll get going again in just a moment, but the home team happy. Most of them under blankets or coats, but they got up and cheered for that one. And the Thunder now playing from behind for the first time this weekend.
And it's a goal to the Inferno by number 19, Debbie Theron.
Redmayne with the puck behind the net, looking to get that out, and it's Kloss with it. Kloss skating it herself all the way up the right side. Passed it forward and tried to get it through the slot area again, but that one doesn't connect to Hart, and out to Johnson. Goes behind. Kloss chases after it, but I think that is it Spooner there? No, it is Christos again. And she has the puck as she sends it around. Hits the Zamboni door and comes right back at her. That's a funny bounce. To Goodman. Intercepted by Biergaard. Biergaard with it still. Takes the wrister. Tries to 5-hole. Bick stops 2 shots there. And the Thunder get away with another one. And that ends the 4-on-4. The Thunder are now on the power play. 20 seconds. And the puck is in the zone, but they take it themselves out and come right back in offside as that puck goes over the blue line. And offside's the call. And the Thunder are only going to have 12 seconds on the advantage. Sam's going to take this one against Biergaard. I think they told Bridie to play as she comes out. She's going to stay out there and not make the change immediately. Hayward has it. She crosses the blue line, takes a wrister. Coco with the glove and gets the stop. Krushenk with the save and the hold. And with just over 5 minutes gone, it is 1-0. Hey, we still have a scoreboard that has to work, right? So let's make sure that that's there. Maybe that's what's crashing things, but nonetheless, there you go, 1-0 the score. Sorry about the update there. Thanks for the note on that. And we continue on Theron with it, clearing it. 5-on-5, the call now. Gibbings out, and Theron with the puck. That goes halfway up the ice. Patchett knocking it to the side. Stays in the zone. Great move there. Another shot, and Gardner's shot gets knocked down by Bick. She dumps another rebound forward, but then gloves it quickly and gets the stop. And we are back to good old 5-on-5 hockey. Aaron to take this face off. She wins another one, gets back to Gibbings. Gibbings at the point. Low pass in. That tries to get to 2 players in front, but splits them. Goes back to the back wall. Theron digging it out in the corner, doing a good job looking for an outlet pass. Goes behind the goal. Another pass trying to get out from behind. Gibbings holds it in at the half board, sends it back around, and the Thunder have to chase once again. That goes up into the glass and then turned back to Theron. Theron doing a fantastic job of possessing the puck. That's held in well at the blue line by Gardner. Gardner gets it back at the point, steps over, leaves Spooner behind, and a couple of Thunder players figuring out that the ice is still slick, and to be fair, it's still wet out there, so it's not the easiest of going. That stays out to Kovison. Kovison backhands it back in. Theron with it. Theron in front. Kicked around. Gardner with it. Gardner tries to charge back through everybody. Stays in. Theron with it. Grabbing it. Great puck handling again. Shot in at Bick. And Bick up to the challenge as that was along the goal line. A low shot. And she just gloves it and stops play as the Thunder needed a change desperately. Sometimes this is the downside of traveling just 17 players. You can run and cycle your lines as much as you want, but you do run down after 6 periods of play within 27 hours of each other. It's tough on the legs, and the lactic acid buildup happens. And while most of these players are playing a lot of ice time each, when they're traveling, it definitely adds up. And you start to see it towards the end of these weekend series especially. Kloss with it. Kloss with a high shot. She knew where to go after Bick, and that went up high. And probably would have hit the crossbar, maybe fell down. It was on target. It looked. I would have counted that as a shot if it were me on the stats. Kloss with it at the faceoff dot. She's up against Anderson. Anderson slipping. A little excited there, and then another win by the Inferno. Goes into the corner. Kloss knocking it aside, but it's Power trying to get it out. Power and Goodman, but Johnson holds it at the blue line. And it was Biergard that hadn't quite cleared yet, so it goes in offsides as Johnson puts the puck back in the offensive zone, so we'll have a drop at the faceoff dot. 1-0 the score. The Inferno still ahead. Today's only goal. Theron from about 2 minutes ago, and that's all the scoring there's been. Vernal's got it coming up the left. Low shot. Kicked aside. And that goes out to neutral. Lily's got it. The captain has to reset things. That bounce is funny. Vernal with it. Vernal trying to take a shot. That gets kicked out. Big rebound. Lily with another one. That doesn't get through. And Vernal taking a low shot. It's deflected as it came in, off target. Gordon's going to get there. 4 players dig it out. Goes to Hart. And Hart looking for the outlet. Past Hoagland, goes out to neutral. Lily setting up the offense again. Sam throws it in, and it looks like some of the Thunder are going for a change here. Back to Hoagland. Pass to Gordon this time. Gordon takes the line, gets knocked around, pinballed. That puck stays out. Patchett's got it at the half board. Patchett looking to do something with it. Give it to Gibbings, and a shot and a goal! Gibbings' shot kind of got stopped as it came in, and they gave up a rebound. Bick gave up that rebound again, and it's Gordon with goal number 2. And the Inferno take the biggest lead of the weekend here as they make it 2-0 with 11:14 to go in the third period. Thunder are really going to have to dig themselves out here, and they are capable of doing it. Spooner throwing it forward. The Thunder have been most effective on their odd man rushes, really. They're going to have to control things if they want to do what they want, but that's 2-on-2 for the Inferno. Another shot. That should be a goal. And hit the pipe, went in, but they're only going to call a hooking play or a hooking penalty. That actually hit behind Bick. I'm of the, well, so first of all, to be fair, I see what I see from this angle. The goal light did not come on. The goal did come off. And there's going to be a power play here. They're going to put it to the right side. 2 minutes on the board. And I believe that's Hayward that's sitting. I'll have to verify that. Oh, it was Keenan that went off for hooking. And a shorthanded chance there for the Thunder as the Inferno trying to get something going with this this power play. Goes back to Gardner. Gardner setting up, and a trio of changes for the Thunder here. Tipped forward, and it is now the Thunder that are taking the offensive chances. Gardner's slipping it out, but it's Lily at the point. She sweeps it back in, backhanded, up to Hayward. Hayward looking to get something close and a chance. Just shorthanded, but it's a chance. That puck stays in just barely. Lily playing center field back there. Takes it in the zone again. And the Inferno, for the first time, look a little bit turned around as they have the 5-on-4 advantage. But at the moment, the Thunder just giving it everything. Biergaard again with it. Looking for a pass in front. She goes behind the net. And that does go back behind the net again. Gordon, the prior goal scorer, looking for a pass in front. Oh, and she had a chance but missed it. Maybe lost an edge as she was going through the crease. And that puck goes the length of the ice. The Inferno have to get reset. They do that. Kloss sends it forward. Up to Gordon. Gordon one-hands that to the left. Behind the net. 9 seconds to go on this power play, which has, to be fair, been all Thunder so far. That's to Guerin. Guerin can't play that one. No ice here. And the Inferno play on. Somebody's upended there. And then Kovison with it. Kovison gains the zone, looking for Theron. Kovison holds on to it and scores! Kovison with goal number 3 for the Inferno. And they are closing this one out in style. Maybe that's a little bit of karma there, but, well, they're going to give the tip, and it's Theron that they're crediting with that one as Kovison goes right behind Theron and pushes her in front on the high five line. So I think we're gonna credit Theron with that one. So she's got 2 today. And she's going to take the face-off here with 8:28 to go in the third. The Inferno well in control now. Kovison with it. Takes the zone. Looks for a pass. Gets it in front. Oh, and a good chance. Gordon trying to get her stick away as the opponent had a good hold of it for a moment. But we play on. And another chance as the Inferno are just starting to figure they've got Bick cracked a little bit. A fantastic goalie, but she's getting a lot of the puck's getting behind the defense is what's happening, and that'll be Patchett with it, sending it forward to Theron again. Theron taken down, playing the puck. That goes to Gordon and goes out of the zone, and that was a pretty big hit on Johnston there. She goes down in a heap as she's just knocked right over. They are definitely a little bit more forgiving at the moment with the physicality. It was a little bit touchier in the first period, but right now it's back to where it was yesterday. Hart getting that knocked away. Thunder coming around, sending it into the corner. Gibbings throwing it to the other side of the ice. And the Inferno moving that out, gaining the zone, flip forward. Easy shot there for Bick. Just trying to see what happens if she gives up a rebound, but Gordon in that little wrister there gets it gloved and a stop in play and goes off for a change. 6:55 to go. The Inferno in full control suddenly in the third period. Looking to make it 2 for 2 this weekend. And we can talk a little bit about the playoffs and structure in a bit. But let's stick to the game at the moment. Gardner with a low pass in, and that's going to go the length of the ice. They leave it alone. It's a race. Gardner trying to get there. They do not call an icing on that one. A good job by Vernal winning that race back. That was a lot of skating for the two of them. And then it gets flipped back out. Guerin with it. Guerin looking up. Guerin holding on to it. Looking to pass it back as she got a little bit too deep and couldn't get it on target. And it's a stop again with Bick. So 4 teams in the NZWIHL, 4 teams play in the playoffs. It's a all-at-one weekend. 4 place 1, 3 place 2, winners and third place game in the 4 games of the playoff format. And you can check out the schedule and the standings in the NZWIHL website, NZWIHL.com. That one goes out to Heel. She's all alone. Shot and a goal. Heel says we're not done yet. 3-1 the score as she gets a breakaway, and she ends up beating Krushank over her left ear. An excellent play. And 3-1 for the home team still. And the Thunder deciding with 6 minutes to go. Let's see. No, that was not a timeout. They are continuing on. Johnson sending it forward. Thompson collects. Kovison on the forecheck. Johnson holds it up again. Great play. Sends it in on Bick. Bick decides to glove it and get a stop. And now the Inferno are going to have a decision to make here with a 2-goal lead. The 2-goal lead is going to be whether or not at 5:43 to go, do you pack it in a little bit or do you try to get that 4th goal and close it out? Knowing Matt Sanford and the Inferno, the idea will be score, score, score. Johnson flipping it forward into the corner up to Theron. Theron trying to get something into the crease. She's taken down. That's going to be a penalty and a shot that goes behind the net. And we had a stop in play. Theron was hacked, and it's going to be a roughing call. So just as the Thunder try to get things back, Lily is going to go off for roughing for 2 minutes. And that is going to make it. They're trying to get 6th player off the ice. There's 2 minutes with 5.5 to go for the Inferno. And the Thunder are really behind it here. They're going to have one of those power plays or penalty kills where they actually look like they're in charge again. As that 2-goal lead looks a little bit more stable with the advantage in personnel. That pass through the crease. Gordon not able to connect with it. Another good chance for the Inferno. Gibbings down low. In front. Kicked forward. Back out high. Gibbings with it again. Takes a high shot. Flutters in. Doesn't get all the way to the net. Then Kloss with a high shot. That was going over, but Bick wanted nothing to do with that. Gloves it and stops play. 4:46 to go. 3-1 the score in this third period. The Inferno doing everything they can to try to just see this one out and maybe get that 4th goal. Kloss to take this one. High shot, and just as quick, Gordon's shot gobbled up by Bick, and glove saved and stopped. There's some nervous faces over on the Inferno bench at the moment as they lean over. That one goes to Bick again. You can kind of look at it. They're kind of tentatively watching this, especially the bench. They're just waiting to get back out there. And another face-off. No, that is picked up by Heel. Heel goes, no, it's no icing now. They changed their mind. And that one goes back to Gardner. Gardner holds on to it. Minute to go on this power play. Tipped forward. Held by Harris for a moment for the Thunder. But turned around. Gardner skates carefully. Gardner's taken down. Nobody's interested, at least not the sheriff with the orange cuffs. And more play in that corner. It's held on to by Theron. Theron with a kind of a rising shot and a good glove save. I don't know if it was on target, but it was close. And Bick wanted nothing to do with it. She's just stopping everything she can. Glove save. And 33 seconds to go on this power play for the Inferno. That face-off won easily by the Inferno. Goes to Gibbings. High shot. And another glove save. And we do it all over again. Another Inferno player going down. That was, looked like Patchett getting upended. 18 seconds to go on the power play. Sam comes out, but that's turned right past her as Patchett and Kovison. Now Kovison takes a shot in that awkward position, just about a foot off the ice. And that was looking really good for a fourth. But Bick jumped on that just in time, kind of just dropped the blocker and held on to it. And it's going to be hard to take this one against Sam. 8 seconds left in this power play. Another win, and it's going to go outside the zone. Gibbings gets it. Gibbings dumps it in. Power play over. Lily going off. Hayward comes on for her. And that's turned over to Gibbings. And that goes back out to neutral. Redmayne knocking it forward. And the Inferno just here to infuriate the Thunder. And they're doing a good job of it so far. Gordon with that touch. Power getting annoyed. Hart with a heavy forecheck. Hayward going down. Another shot going in on Bick. Bick with a rebound. Hogland. And that goes out of the zone finally. Pass forward in the Inferno trying to just go. Gordon with another chance. Goes to Hart. Hart couldn't pull the trigger there. And another pass that's broken up. Just another great defensive play in the neutral ice area. Hodge caught off guard there for a moment. Goes to Hogland. Hart trying to knock that away. Goes to Hogland again. Hogland takes it out. Harris sends it back in to get everybody on side. Knocked aside, and the Inferno with it. Guerin trying to get rid of it. Guerin harassed by Ryle. And it's Kloss skating it out herself. There's a pass. Back to Kloss. Kloss putting it forward. Gordon coming off the ice. And here's a chance with Ryle coming up the right side, but she's upended. Kloss gets that again. A minute 22 to go as the Inferno getting close to seeing this one out. Another good move there And Guerin with a rip. Knocked aside. Stays in the zone. Passed all the way forward. Guerin gets it again. Guerin. Oh, and Guerin with an absolute smash on Sam, and they play on. That stays in the zone. The Thunder bench not happy about that. Theron with it. And Theron digging away. Sam trying to get a hold of it, but that's turned around. Theron gains the zone, walks in. And a penalty there, and it'll be against the Thunder. And a hook being called on, I think that's, it's not Hayward, it's Harris. Harris is going to go off for the remainder of the game, and that will pretty much do it here, as it's 2 minutes on the board, 5-on-4 for the Inferno to finish this one out and make it a, well, nearly perfect weekend. I do need to say it's a 5-1 weekend because they play 3-2-1 points, and the overtime winner was a 2-pointer yesterday, but getting 5 out of 6 is a huge success at home. Heel's going to get there first with 15 seconds to go. Oh, and that was a chance. Inferno almost got there, but couldn't pull the trigger in front of the crease in time. 4 seconds to go, and this is going to end it. Gibbings has it. And that's the game. 3-1 the score. Inferno take this one, take the weekend series, get both wins. Yesterday's overtime win, today's regulation win. And the Thunder played a good one this weekend, but they're going to go home with very few points to show for it. An absolute defensive gem for the first 2 periods. And in the end, still a fantastic game by both clubs. But with the Inferno jumping out like they did, that really made things pretty much impossible for the Thunder to come back at that rate. But excellent hockey. Glad to have the WIHL out here this weekend. It's unfortunate we only have one weekend with you. They've got 2 on the road this year. They'll have 2 at home next year if I know the scheduling on that one, which will be good for the Inferno, of course. They'll be traveling. I am not sure on the schedule. Let me just do this. Check out NZWIHL.com to see where they are playing next. I think they have Wakatipu next, but I'm not positive. And we'll leave the presentations and so forth as we end the stream. We'll jump off of here, but thank you very much for joining us. We have the Red Devils on the 3rd and 4th of August next here in Christchurch. So for those of you that are hockey fans in town, that's the next time to check out live hockey here in Christchurch. So my name's Matt Chavez. Thank you for sticking with us on this technically challenged weekend. And we will see you for the next one in a couple of weeks. Take care for now, and we'll see you then.